and good morning. It's a bright December Sunday morning. It's late for me to be leaving. It's almost 1:45. I usually try to fly in the mornings, but we were up late last night watching football. My alma mater, the Ohio State University, who's had a somewhat spotty season, 2 losses this year. One against Oklahoma, who ended up ranked like 2 or 3, so that would make sense, and one against Iowa, which was a complete blowout, made no sense at all. And last night was our conference championship. We were playing the Wisconsin Badgers, and that is always a tough game. Wisconsin always shows up tough for us. Wisconsin was undefeated throughout the regular season. All they had to do was get through this one to get to the big bowl playoffs. Or was it straight to the bowl? I can't remember which, but it was a very important game for them. And we beat them by 6 points. So we were up late last night, but it's a bright, shiny day. It's 52 degrees outside, which is warm for December. It's cool enough and clear skies. There's a little bit of haze, but I don't think it's going to be bumpy at all. I think it's going to be glass smooth. And we're just going down to Jackson County, which is about a half-hour flight. We're going down to visit Kyle. He's doing his annual on his RV-12. And I intend to have absolutely nothing to do with that. But I was just looking for a place to fly, and it seemed like a convenient place to fly to. So 87 degrees on the oil. We got a ways to go yet. It shouldn't take too long. At 52 degrees, it's not going to take that long. Let's get the barometer ready for whatever they say it's going to be. The altimeter, I don't know, that I don't have information yet, so I'll just take their word for it. A lot of planes flying, not surprisingly. It's a nice day. Let's go ahead and map direct, and we're going to India 43, HIJ, there we go, 40, missed it by 1. India 43, James A. Road, Jackson, Ohio, direct to, and back to the top screen. So we're just going to heat up. Actually, I'm going to get to 92 degrees on the oil already. I'm going to go ahead and taxi. I'm sure they're going to take me all the way down to runway 4 because it's calm air. And I would normally ask for 22, but there were 3 out in front of me, and they're probably all down at the end of the runway anyway, so wouldn't do me any good. So I'm just going to take the standard runway 4. Bolton ground, experimental 284 Delta Golf at the T-hang is ready to taxi departing VFR southbound.
Experimental 4 Delta Golf, Bolton ground, runway 4, taxi via Bravo and Alpha. Wind is calm, altimeters 3023.
Taxi Bravo to Alpha to runway 4 Delta Golf. And that was 3023 on the barometer. There we go. So that was it. We're copacetic, we're ready to go. It's a long ride down there, so you know the routine. I'll pick up with you later. You can't see it, but we're taxiing past some real optimism. They've planted about an acre of grass seed in the ramp that they tore out. Of course, it is December 3rd. Not a traditional growing season for grass. So it'll be interesting to see if that makes it. Oh, there we got a Citation 5. There's a NetJets jet parked on the ramp here, which is interesting because it's only like 8 miles from their home base. Not sure why they'd have one sitting here. Used to work for NetJets, so I kind of know how they do things. I worked on their information systems. It was a pretty good job until Warren Buffett bought the place. Well, I got nothing good to say about Warren Buffett, but other people seem to believe his PR, so I'll just leave it go, but I didn't think much of him. If you look off to the left there'll be a little speck with a flashing red light. It's a Cessna doing a touch and go on runway 4, so we had no hope. I was right, we had no hope of runway 22, even if I was to ask for it. Oh, it's not a Cessna, it's one of those little flying eggs. Flight design, CTLS, whatever they're called. They look like an egg with just a little stinger on the back. And I hear they don't fly especially well. But they seem to be low cost. I think people are flying them because they're low cost. But in any event, that's why we're taxiing all the way down here. We're still not 120 on the oil, so we would have been sitting. We'd have been sitting at the end of runway 22 waiting. So taxi down to runway 4 is no big deal. Okay, we're run up complete. The little flying egg is on short final. He'll be breezing by here in a second. We'll go over to tower frequency and be ready to call. Let him roll out a little bit. He's touch and go more than likely anyway. So what I would get is a position and hold or just stay where you are. So we'll wait until he's gone. There's nobody behind him. So that'd be a piece of cake, and I'll do my last minutes again. I can't do this too many times. Check the canopy again and such forth, trim and all that. It's an easy airplane, but there's still things you got to pay attention to. So let's see. He's in his flare. Floating, floating, floating. Floating, 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 floating. Wow, still floating. There, he plopped it down. I think he was looking for the full stall. And it did. He got a nice full stall, and the flare dropped about 6 inches. It's pretty good. And he's on his go. So we will be next. Bolton Tower, experimental 284 Delta Golf. Ready for takeoff, runway 4 at Alpha 5, departing southbound.
Experimental 284 Delta Golf, Bolton Tower, runway 4, clear for takeoff, southbound departure approved. Flight design in the uplands making right turns for the closed pattern. Watch for him as you turn out.
Okay, 4 Delta Golf, clear for takeoff, runway 4. We will be departing to the right. We'll watch out for the flight design. And off we go. Didn't know how to finish that up. Off we go. We won't even catch up with him, really, because we're not going to fly a straight downwind, which would be southwest. We're going to depart to the south, so we'll branch away from him almost instantly. And he's already making his turn. We're not even off the ground yet, so good to know he's there. That's why he told me he was there, because it's good to know, but not really an issue for us. So off we go. Get our roll of straight out. There we go. Nice straight roll, and off we go. Anticipating being in the air by Alpha 4, and there we go. Never even made it to Alpha 4. This airplane just loves to fly, and it loves it even better when you got 30 inches of mercury and 53 degrees Fahrenheit. Everybody's happy. Now, I don't want to cut in front of this guy either. He probably extended out, but there he is. I got him in sight. I want to make sure I don't turn too soon and cut in front of him. So he is going to be abeam our wing. 3, 2, 1. There he is. So now we can make our turn whenever we're ready.
Flight design 3 November Mike, runway 4, clear to land.
Runway 4 clear to land, 3 November Mike.
And we're going to be about a 45-degree difference from him. Well, I almost hit a bird. So he's about a 30-degree off right there, and he's going to be making a turn to right base, so he's not a packer. Not a packer. It is hazy today. Well, it's probably greater than 10 miles, but 10 miles isn't as much as you think it is when you're flying. This is maybe at 10, maybe, it's just hazy. Let's just leave it at that. I'm going to turn on a little bit of heat, and we're going to fly along for a little bit. I'll check with you later. I called this lunch. That might be an abuse of the word. This is about a 2-week-old bagel. Hasn't got a whole lot of sponginess left to it. It's really just a hard roll and some salami and some leftover pepper jack cheese. So I call it lunch. It'll have to do, but that's about the extent of it. It's something that'll just have to do.
On runway 26 Moraine.
It's busy today. Lots of people flying. Sandwich is only so-so. The bagel's about 2 weeks old. Yeah, you take what you can get in this airline. We're going to see how this goes. We're still 22 miles out. I've got the 5-mile segment lit up for runway 19er at Jackson County. I'm on VNAV, and I'm on track to intercept GPS, so I should not have to touch a thing until we're 800 feet above the ground and 2 miles short of the runway. So we'll see how that goes. I've never set it up quite this far out before, but I think it should work. I can actually edit, I can turn my track a little bit if I want to, but if I read this across, we're going to track 150 across the ground until we intercept the GPS nav, and we're at altitude 3,500 looking for VNAV down to 1,526 feet. So it can start that descent. Well, yeah, it's actually started the descent right now. So it's going to be a very gradual descent down into Jackson. It'll make the turn when it intercepts this that final approach segment. In theory, I'll just keep an eye on it because, keep an eye on it. We're 18 miles out, and I just got the the AWAS weather reporting. And they're reporting winds calm at Jackson County, which is perfect for us. That
Urbana crime traffic.
Busy at Urbana. It's breakfast, Sunday morning breakfast at Urbana.
3 to the north, descending out of 3,000, keeping to the west.
Yeah, so, what was I saying? Excuse me. Oh, I was saying we get the choice of runway, so if wind's calm, so we're going to land 19er, it'll be a straight in. But to do that, I'm going to have to pay quite a bit of attention to Unicom and make sure somebody else isn't coming in on, flying a pattern. If there's somebody in the pattern, I won't do a straight in. We'll circle around and land to the north. But we'll decide when we get there. That's what the radio's for. We'll just monitor and see if it's busy or not. I think everybody is at Urbana.
Yeah, me too.
That was funny. I said I think everybody's at Urbana turned up the volume, and the guy says, yeah, me too. And I'm like, oh my God, stuck mic. Accidentally keyed my mic. But no, just a coincidence. I hope.
Urbana Grimes. Yeah, downwind.
It's busy at Urbana.
20, we're looking for the Cherokee coming across the crosswind.
Got a guy in the Cherokee wants to cut across. He wants to make his crosswind halfway down the runway, and there's 4 other planes in the pattern.
And I'm to the right of you, so I'll make a real long approach.
This is the way it's supposed to work.
Cherokee 55738. Tell you what, guys, why don't I just go and I'll head off over here to the west for a while until the 3 of you get down.
This is the way it's supposed to work, the way they're talking back and forth and not just reporting in the blind. And I really like this. That's excellent work.
1033, inbound. This will be a straight in on 01, Bixby County.
Okay, that's not us. Somebody doing a straight in, no problem there, not us. Okay, I forget what I was saying. Damn it. I was getting ready to say something about landing at Jackson, I think, but it doesn't matter. They're really busy at Urbana. We're not there, so we don't care. 13 miles out. Should feel start of a descent soon. I thought it was just starting to descend 6 miles ago, but it didn't. It was just getting kind of getting its bearings, so to speak. So we should start our descent soon. It was nice and smooth. We're catching a little bit of, over these hills, we're catching a few gusts here and there, but it's been a nice, smooth ride.
Turning left base for 20, full stop, Urbana Grimes. And Cessna 60 on 45, we're left downwind, runway 20, Urbana Grimes.
So you're listening. This is why, 1, I fly early, and 2, if I don't get out early, I don't go to Urbana on a Sunday. On a day like this, it's going to be busy, busy. Oh, I know what I was getting ready to say. I'm using the auto descend function very deliberately because this is a hazy morning. The sun is down towards the south. You can see, well, you can't see, but I can barely see a thing down to the south because of the sun and the haze. So this one I'm doing for reals. This Jackson County is hard to find. The way I usually do it is I'll follow Route 33 down until I see an aluminum roof painted a dark copper color, but they all do that now, so that's not the landmark it used to be. So I'm going to use the electronic way. This is the whole reason I've been practicing this is these hazy mornings on a difficult to find airport. This should take me right to the runway. So this is like a real test here. I should be seeing a turn here in just a wee bit. Went the wrong way on that. We're just about to the extended center line, so I should see a turn, and followed soon thereafter we should have a descent, and that should help me find the runway here in a few more miles. We're still 10 miles out. I have no hope of seeing 10 miles right now. Hopefully I'll be able to see it 3 or 4 miles out. If there's nobody in the pattern, that's no big deal. We'll just do a straight in. If there is, we'll just do a left downwind back to runway 1. Okay, we're 9.7 miles out, and we really should start a turn very soon. There it goes. Okay, GPS is flashing. That means we're no longer on the track mode. We have intercepted the GPS course, and it should now turn me on that course, and I shouldn't really have to do a thing.
Stellar traffic, Sport Cruiser 218 Juliet Delta is entering a 45.
I said it should start. There's a hint. Giving you a hint, Dynan. It's time to turn. There it goes. It's such a gradual turn. It's very benign. It's hard to notice. I think this is maybe, it's not even a 10-degree bank. And I mean, there's no hurry. That's not a criticism. There's nothing wrong with the system. It's just, that's the way it works. Also need to remind myself that when I put these flaps down, I'm going to get a pronounced dip to the left.
Cherokee 55738 is now 4 to the south. We'll be entering a left downwind for runway 20, Urbana Grimes, full stop.
Okay, we're on
Urbana Grimes.
Talk. I don't want to turn that down because there may be somebody at Jackson County. It's a shared frequency. There we go. We are on the approach course. We're lined up with the runway. We're on the final approach, and we've started our descent, so I got to get some throttle off of here because I want to get it down to flap speed soon enough, and I'm going to want to make a radio call if I can get a word in here.
Approach runway 28 Delaware.
Jackson Roads traffic, experimental 284 Delta Golf is 7 miles north. We're set up for a straight into runway 19er. If there's anybody else in the pattern, please let me know. We are 7 miles out on a long straight in Jackson County roads.
Traffic.
That traffic is me. That's my little false indication that I get now. That started a while ago and hasn't stopped. I don't know what's causing it. It's not an issue really. All right, we're pointed at it. I should see it. What I can see is a big open spot in the haze. And I think I see a runway in there somewhere. So we're on course, and I mean, this is working very, very well. I really can't see the airport. We're only 6 miles out. And I don't need to be able to see the airport 6 miles out. I like to be able to see the airport 6 miles out. Coming down here on a crystal clear day, I've tripped right over the airport because I didn't see it even 2 miles away. It's nestled down in some hills and things, and it can be tricky to find. But this is working out very, very well. I'm really impressed with this aspect of the Skyview. This is really neat stuff. All right, well, this is just going to be another 5.5 miles of droning along in the haze, hoping a runway becomes apparent. So maybe I'll turn you on here in a couple minutes for the landing. I'll note that I say Jackson County roads because there's 2 Jackson counties down in this neck of the woods, and you want to be specific. I think the other one's on a different frequency, but just clarity makes sense. Okay, altitude, you say. So that means we're 500 feet from where it's going to level me off. And, well, I mean, I see, what are we, 3.5 miles out, and I can see the hangars. I can just barely see the runway. That's going to be good enough. So that's going to do it. Autopilot off.
Connect.
Jackson Roads traffic, experimental 284 Delta Golf, 3 mile final runway 19er, Jackson County Roads. I got to speak slow for the Southerners.
More hit traffic. This is Cessna 32 Golf Victor.
I do need to get it slowed down. We're at our decision altitude, so we're 2 miles from the runway. Yep, everything works fine. 2.5 from the middle of the airport, which is 2 miles from the approach end, which is what I wanted. That must be a mile-long runway. And good altitude, everything's looking really good. We're at flap speed. Now, I'm not on the autopilot, so I'm just going to go ahead and put down the flaps, and nothing bad is going to happen. Yeah, you'll note that there was no tendency to bank at all, so it's something in the autopilot logic causing that. If you're not clear on what I'm talking about, look a couple videos ago where I was doing one of these approaches and I put the flaps down and it just dumped the wing to the left and scared something out of me. There were no actual manifestations of my being frightened, but it's figurative, purely figurative, trust me on this. That squeaking sound you hear is the spinner squeaking against the pitot tube. I gotta do something about that. Lubricant, I guess. This is a very bad spot to lose an engine. We're down over the trees and power lines. I don't like this approach all that much.
James Road traffic, this is Cherokee 7513 Romeo. I'm approaching from the east, inbound to land. Full stop. James A. Roads traffic.
Roads traffic, this is experimental 284 Delta Golf. We're on about a mile final for runway 19er. I'll let him know we're here. He doesn't really care, he's pretty far out. Well, it found the runway for me. I got to give it that.
Cherokee 7513 Romeo. I'm about 5 miles out, approaching from the east.
All right. Also, don't talk very loud on your radio. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Can't hear you over the chirp on my spinner. All right, let's get the numbers on this one so we can make that first turn off. Boom, carrier arrival, and on the brakes. And there's I know these guys. There's Bud Newhouse in his RV-8, and he was with us at breakfast last week, if you saw that video. And there's an RV-12 here, which I think is the EAA sweepstakes winner, and I forget Roy, I think his name is. I ran into him up at Bolton a month ago. And also, beautiful airplane. It's fully loaded RV-12, looks nothing like this thing. It's just got every single option you can think of. Well, there they are. There's the two of them. Don't know where they are. Maybe in the little terminal building. Stop and say hi. But I don't see them. If you want to get a close-up of these airplanes, I'll do a little 360 here. So this RV-8 with the purple tail, this is Bud Newhouse. His call sign is Joker. He rode with me. I took a formation clinic when I had my RV-6, and he rode with me on one of my very, very first flights, and I think I scared him. Scared him quite a bit. This isn't going to be video. This isn't going to be very good video. You're not going to be able to see that 12 because of the sun. But it's a cute little thing. I don't know where these guys are. They left their canopies hanging open. You'd think they'd be around somewhere. Oh well, now that's the ramp tour at Jackson County. We'll move along here. get that spinner off of there again. Oh, there they are. They're having a walk. Or somebody's having a walk. Walking up the taxiway. That doesn't look like, that looks like too many people to fit in 2 airplanes. They're both 2-seaters. And there's 6 of them. Plus a dog. Is that a dog or just somebody's legs? I guess I don't know. I'm going to push them off the taxiway here. Let's see how fast they scatter when I make this turn. There they go. Moving out of the way. I'm not sure where we're going. That was Kyle. I guess he's going to take a walk with him. Okay, here's his hangar. We can go in and start doing his inspection since he's not doing it. Just kidding. Here we are. Another safe and successful trip. All we got to do now is turn around. Shut her down. Turns on a dime. All right, well, I'll pick you up on the way back. Well, here we are headed back. We had just a couple hour visit. The stage of the inspection is remove wheels, remove bearings, pack bearings with grease, put wheels back on. So that's 2 hours out of an annual inspection. And we're going to head back up north. It's getting late. It's 10 till 3, and I think it gets dark at about 4:30 now. So we're going to head back up north. Runway is mine if I can get the oil. I need another 7 degrees on the oil, and we'll be out of here.
James A. Rhodes Airport. Automated weather observation 2005 Zulu weather. Wind calm.
Yep.
Visibility 10. Clear below 12,000. Temperature 14 Celsius. Dew point 0. Altimeter 3023.
Nope, it's dropping. Dropped 100th. Okay. All right, we're still waiting on the oil and the run up. Jackson Roads traffic, external 284 Delta Golf departing runway 19. We have the left base traffic in sight, and we should be well clear of you.
I understand. We're watching.
Hey, thanks. Have a good day.
Yeah, we'll be on touch and goes for a while. Res traffic 423, start and final runway 19, touch and go. Number 2 to pattern, it looks like.
Jackson Roads, 4 Delta Golf is departing straight out of a left downwind runway 19. Well, we're on our climb out of Jackson County, 2700, climbing to 35. And it's gotten a little bumpier, but not much. I think it's going to be another smooth ride back, particularly up at 3500. You know, it's hilly down here.
423, downwind runway 19, touch and go.
Okay. Well, we're just about out of here. We have it's going to be a half-hour flight back up north, and more than likely quite uneventful. So unless anything interesting occurs, I'm just going to leave it at that.
Approaching altitude.
It's just an update. 14 miles out, and a flight design just entered the pattern at Bolton for touch and goes. So he's on a left downwind for 4. He'll probably come over to the other side. Let's see, I think, let's see, for 4, they'll probably have him do right traffic. They generally try to keep stuff on the east side. What we can expect is a report a 2-mile right base for runway 4 when we get a little closer up here, I think. I've been wrong on this before, but we departed on 4, that guy's landing on 4, so we'll be landing on 4, and we're off to the side where it doesn't make any sense to put me in a downwind. I'd have to turn around and come back. So it'll just be that report midfield, or it'll be the report 2 mile right base for runway 4. And depending on where that traffic is, but I'll give him 8 miles to work it out. So it shouldn't be a problem.
With right traffic, 6 Foxtrot Delta.
He seems a little surprised by that, but I knew it was coming.
Bravo Whiskey is 60 or south, inbound for 9. We just want to do a touch and go, Bolton.
There is no runway 9, but okay.
Touch for 4.
November 201 Bravo Whiskey, Bolton Terra, Roger, report the right base, runway 4, wind 2803, altimeter 3021.
Tell your right base for 4, Bolton Tower.
He got that touch and go over on the right traffic like I thought he would, and it's turning out to be in the way of everybody approaching. We're going to be coming in from that side, and then that second guy is coming in from that side. So they're going to be kind of busy on the right side of the runway.
Bolton Tower, 201 Bravo Whiskey is actually on a straight-in final, 5.6 miles.
Yeah, it's probably not going to do you any good.
November 201 Bravo Whiskey, make a straight approach, runway 4.
Okay.
Report a 3 mile final.
Well, good news for him.
3 and runway 4, call you 3 mile final, 201 Bravo Whiskey.
And I hope you're all gone by the time I get there. Just, for my own personal convenience.
Right close traffic, report midfield.
Right close traffic, report midfield.
Yeah, it's
runway 4, Bravo Whiskey.
So the second entry, he wants to do a touch and go or 2, and then full stop. So he'll probably still be there. We're only 8 minutes out. He's going to still be there. The flight
November
design.
6 Foxtrot Delta, extend your downwind. Your number 2, following traffic
There we
approach
go.
to 2 mile final, runway 4.
So it's getting a little bit busy.
Delta, welcome.
Getting a little bit busy on this side of the runway. But I'll give him a call 8 miles out and let him work it out. And we'll see how that goes. It'll be interesting to see if I get if I actually do get the 2 mile right base, or if I get that, what did he tell me to do? Maneuver yourself for a straight in for runway 4 was what happened last time I was out this way. It'll be interesting to see how that happens. I guess it's all going to depend on where those other 2 airplanes are at any given time. That should be interesting. I mean, this isn't super busy. It's only 2 other airplanes, but these days used to be, I remember flying out of Don Scott, which is up at a kind of an inside the outer belt. We fly over it now and then when we head north. And on a weekend, you'd sit at this, and they had like four physical runways, so 8 real runways. 2 runways on each strip of concrete. And you would sit in line. You'd be 6, 7, 8 airplanes sitting on the taxiway just waiting for your turn to take off. And it's just not like that anymore. People don't fly like that anymore. For good or for bad, I don't know. So 2 airplanes is a crowd these days, which is kind of funny. So I'm going to make my initial call in about 2 miles, which is about a minute. And that's when both of these guys are, right now they're working their way through the pattern for their touch and goes. They're probably going to get their landing instructions, or whatever they get their clearances, right when I'm trying to key in at my 8 mile report here. We'll see how that goes. The timing might become awkward.
Bolton Tower Bravo
There they
Whiskey
are.
reporting midfield downwind runway 4.
He should get cleared.
November 1 Bravo Whiskey, verify full stop.
We're going to do another touch and go here, Bravo Whiskey.
Damn.
November 1 Bravo Whiskey, runway 4, clear touch and go.
Runway 4, clear touch and go, Bravo Whiskey.
And the other one shouldn't be far behind him. And we still got a mile before I want to give him a holler. Links style golf course. Why would anybody do that? That's just making a hard game harder. Look at all the hills and mounds. Oh my.
Bolton Tower, experimental 284 Delta Golf, 8 miles south, inbound landing.
Experimental 284 Delta Golf, Bolton Terra, Roger. Enter the right base, runway 4, report 3 miles from the field for sequencing, wind calm, altimeter 3021.
Enter right base for runway 4, report 3 miles out for Delta Golf.
I think I got all that.
Pilot, disconnect.
3 miles out for sequencing. That's pretty lofty words for my tiny little airplane.
Bolton Tower, Cessna 504, X-ray Papa, holding short runway 4. Ready to go. I'd like to stay in the pattern for some touch and goes.
Good Lord, who doesn't?
4 X-ray Papa Bolton Tower, continue holding short runway 4, traffic turn in short final.
Pretty much everybody wants to be in the pattern doing touch and goes today. Come on, people, get adventurous. Go see the world.
We're also on the downwind for the option.
November 6 Foxtrot Delta, roger, extend your downwind, I'll call you base, turn traffic, be assessed to departing prior to your arrival.
6 Foxtrot Delta, with this.
He's going to ask me where I am. Come on, no? All right. Must have a pretty good idea of my timing then. It's going to be hard to see that I'm on a right base for runway 4 from 3 miles away. It's a titch hazy. But I can see the hangars. I can kind of gauge it. And I mean, when it's 3, it's 3. But I mean, I don't know how close I am to a decent right base, but I think I'm pretty close.
November 6 Foxtrot Delta, base turn approved, traffic will be assessed to departing prior to your arrival.
6 Foxtrot Delta, turning right.
All right, we're going to stay a little southish here.
November 504 X-ray Papa, Bolton Terra, runway 4 cleared for takeoff, make right close traffic, report midfield, traffic on the go, runway 4. Additional traffic, turn about a 1 mile final.
4 X-ray Papa, right traffic.
Now we got about a mile and a half before we got to chirp up here.
Experimental to 4 Delta Golf, how far from the field are you?
4 miles. I knew he was going to ask.
Bolton Tower 201 Bravo Whiskey. We're going to want to do one more touch and go, then full stop after that.
November 1 Bravo Whiskey, roger.
I knew he would ask.
November 1 Bravo Whiskey, when you turn your downwind, be on the lookout for traffic inbound from the south, experimental.
That's me.
Bravo Whiskey, we'll look for the experimental on the downwind.
Yeah, let's stay way south. I don't know about this.
Bolton Tower, Technum 2 Echo Sierra. Holding short for 4. We'd like to depart to...
Now there's a Technum on now.
Sorry, to the west.
Busy day. Wow. Not just 2 airplanes.
There 6 Foxtrot Delta, roger, runway 4 cleared for the option.
Okay, for the option, 6 Foxtrot Delta.
And 4 Delta Golf is now 3 mile right base, runway 4.
There 4 Delta Golf, roger, runway 4 cleared to land.
So then, clear to land, runway 4, 4 Delta Golf.
All right, we'll have to speed
November 1
this up.
Bravo Whiskey, traffic is now 3 mile right base or runway 4.
We can speed ours up, though. We have a Vans. A Vans airplane can be flown well.
Number 2 behind him.
Affirm, sir, you'll be following that traffic.
I'll be long gone. I'm going fast.
Follow the traffic, number 2, Bravo Whiskey.
We'll speed it up for you.
Bolton Tower, Cherokee 806, Charlie Whiskey.
Oh, hot air balloon. Wow.
Chapel, full stop.
There comes somebody in over Lily Chapel.
2 Echo Sierra, Bolton Tower.
That's out west.
Runway 4 cleared for takeoff, traffic departing runway 4 midfield.
That's about 8 miles west. You got an incoming. There's a hot air balloon coming right at us. And in December, that's an odd, I guess hot, you know, whatever.
Technum 2 Echo Sierra, clear for takeoff 1-4.
Okay, you need to go, though.
Sierra, do not delay your departure. Traffic also about a mile and a half
Like I
right
said.
base to runway 4.
I sped up on you, sorry. My bad.
Look out, take off.
Yeah, just go. Go, go, go.
November 1 Bravo Whiskey, the traffic that you are following is on the right base ahead of you. Should be in about your 12 o'clock now.
And he's scooting right along, and he's going to land long. He'll make it
November 1
easy
Bravo
for you.
Whiskey, that traffic is full stop. Number 2, runway 4 cleared for the option.
But I'm going to land long for you.
Option, understand, he's full stop. We'll extend our downwind a bit.
You won't need to.
806 Charlie Whiskey, Bolton Tower, report 3 miles from the field for sequencing. Expect to enter the left downwind from that point. Wind calm, altimeter 3021.
I'll be out of your way, buddy. I'll land it halfway down.
So you want me to enter left downwind?
I want you to proceed to the field, report 3 miles from the field, and due to the multiple traffic in the pattern, expect to enter the left downwind. Just proceed direct to the field, report 3 miles from the field.
All right.
Report 3 miles from the field and expect left downwind.
There's your
All right.
flaps. And we're going to land well long here. Spinner is sending me
November
more
4
sky.
X-ray Papa, do you have the Mooney in sight that you are following?
I do not at the moment. I have the one on turning final.
1 Bravo Whiskey, say your position, sir. I've lost sight of you.
That's because he extended all the way down to Cincinnati. Didn't need to.
Mooney 1 Bravo Whiskey, Bolton Tower, say your position. I do not see you anymore.
We extended our downwind. We're turning base right now. We're going to have about a 2.5 mile straight in
I
final.
told you didn't need that.
So for X-ray Papa, you are following the Mooney on a 2.5 mile final. Report the traffic to follow.
I'll keep going this way till he passes the other way.
Bolton ground 4 Delta Golf Alpha 3 at Taxi Park.
4 Delta Golf taxi via Alpha to Charlie Bolton ground.
Alpha to Charlie, Bolton ground 4 Delta Golf.
Yeah, let's get out of his way. Let's just get out of his way. All right, well, that was exciting. Hope you all enjoyed it. And I'm not going to make you sit through the whole taxi in here, so see you next time. Bye-bye.